Well, I'm starting the
I
live
have a
stream, so
couple
hopefully
of
we got stuff moving.
I have a couple of minor items of historical interest if people have a minute or two.
Sure.
If you look on the game board north of the Great Redoubt, there's a Russian hussar regiment in gray and red, which is here.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's the Sumy Hussar Regiment, which is famous for being one of the leading highest morale hussar regiments in the Russian army. But it was based in the town, which is currently part of the counteroffensive that's going on. You may read about that town.
Oh, okay.
And then if you look down to the southeast, um, under the Russian Cuirassier Corps, which is east of Semyonovskaya, there's a white Cuirassier regiment. Whoops, here. Hello,
I like
called
how it keeps
the
moving.
Glukhov, the Glukhov Cuirassiers, and that's a regiment that was based in the town of Glukhov, which is just north, maybe 50 kilometers north of Sumy, and it's also part of the current zone where stuff is happening.
Mm.
When I was working in Ukraine back in 03, 04, we visited that region a fair amount. So then it was just a quiet, rural area at the time.
Right. Well, hopefully things will settle down there sooner than later.
Just interesting to see that, the reason some of these regiments were based down there is, they were midway from the center of Tsarist Russia towards its borders, and they were logical places and just traditional places where these cavalry maneuver units were raised and quartered. So a lot of tradition, and here we are seeing it all over again. History goes in circles, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I will be back in just a moment.
Okay. All right. I think David did mention last week that he had to kind of cut out a bit early, or we'd have to kind of pull the plug at the 2 hour mark. So we'll double check with him when he gets here. And then next week, I might need to cut out for a fencing coaches meeting at hopefully 9 o'clock here Pacific time. So just fair warning.
Well, to see you,
But that's
the next
okay.
week after that, I might have no.
You think that's bad? I'm going to raise you. I'm going to raise you. I might have to have dinner.
Once
done
the
lunch.
semester starts, I've got a 7:30 lab I have to teach this semester on Tuesdays. So around midnight will probably be about my
Okay.
witching hour.
Well, what time is it where you're at right now? Is it 9 in your part of the world?
Yes.
Okay.
So, 3 hours is fine, but
Yeah.
around midnight is probably. I have to check some bread. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Are we at the point where we're pulling a new chit?
We would be, yes, because we are partway through I think it's the 8 o'clock.
So
turn.
fourth is done. The Prussian 4 is done.
The Russian
Yeah.
4,
Yep, all done.
yes. Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
finish.
Yeah. Pull chit.
Yep, go ahead. Pull it, shit.
All right. Yep, I'm back.
Oh, well, forget
right,
pulling
Rick.
it now. Napoleon has to pull it.
All right. It's
Number 4,
French
French.
4.
That should be Robert over there.
Yes. Oh my
Tony,
God.
pull another one.
Yep, go ahead.
Another one is French 10.
French 10. That's probably there
That's
in the
probably
center,
me
right?
somewhere here.
There you go. That should keep you guys occupied.
That's if you can find it.
Yeah, where is 10?
I see 9.
Yeah.
It's one of
About
those
that.
8.
Free
See
moves
7.
that you can just choose anything you want to move. So, I'm moving the 14th here. 14th.
Maybe the 10 isn't valid because the 10's at the bottom. I don't think the 10's valid because it's down at the bottom. You see it at the.
Oh yeah, there's already a 10 is already gone.
Oh, okay. Somehow you got an extra.
Why is there a double 10? That's
Well,
weird.
we'll just find out which one doesn't get picked at some point in time.
All right,
You'll have one.
number
No,
7.
that was my one of my.
12.
That
That's
was
number
this
12.
cavalry over here.
Oh, number 12. Sorry. 7. Come on, Rick.
Rick, you got to study your Roman numerals.
I know, right?
And that's another one of Robert's.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, come on, Robert.
Yeah.
Hurry
Give
up,
me a
dude.
couple hours. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. So,
We'll grab another.
That's your
one.
cavalry over there. If when you get to it.
All right. There's number
Oh,
9. That's one of yours.
Yeah. All right.
Who
Let's
is that?
see. That's me.
Yeah.
That's right in the middle.
Okay.
Of,
Right in the middle of all the action.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's not
I
that
got
much
to pull up the
action.
movement stuff. Hold on.
So that's what? Is that Colbert's cavalry?
Yeah, that should. Yep.
Okay.
So he should be flipped over just so we know who he is. But yeah.
So, 1 battalion. One, 2.
All right. I'm done.
Did they go anywhere or did I miss something?
Nope, they were just
They're just generating another chit for you.
they're self-actuating, and if I needed them to do something, they would
They were
be
there.
able to do it.
Okay.
But
That's good to know. Let's draw another one. Oh,
Oh, somebody drew 2.
yeah. So we had number 14 and then we had the regroup. So number 14 is over on my side of the universe. That's my Cossacks. So that is Karpov. All right, and let's go ahead and we'll draw these guys back. 1, 2, 3. We'll pull these guys back this way. 4, 8, 12. All right, and 4, 8, 12 gets him over here. All right, this guy's still in command. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hey, Dave, how do I move Eugene? He's the 4th Corps commander. How do I move him and his stuff?
Oops.
well, you would have moved him during the leadership.
Oh, do we have the leadership? already?
Also, if he's stacked with somebody who's in an active unit, like, did you activate the Italian division there?
I will be.
Then he can move.
So
with-
he can move with them if he wants.
Okay.
All
He's
right.
got some...
Rick, I'm going to try to have this Cossack unit charge you or conduct a charge. No,
Which one?
don't worry about it. He failed his morale check.
Which one was it, though?
This guy here.
Oh, I would have taken that. Go ahead.
I know, but I got to pass a morale check in order to do it. So
Oh,
failed. He failed.
freaking Cossack.
I know. That's the problem with those Cossacks. All right.
But those must be Siberian Cossacks.
I don't know who they are, but they've let me down.
Oh, that's an interesting question, rules question. Now, could he have charged my guy that's assaulting the...
That's what
Moscow
his
militia?
intention was.
I don't know if you can. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, you can.
Can he?
It
Oh, okay.
deactivates the assault. It
Yeah,
deactivates.
Is that
the
what it
assault
does?
zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
how
you
about,
can't have multiple... Can you have multiple cabinets charging a target?
No.
No,
Okay.
only if they're stacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Dave, do you want to meet in French HQ for a second?
So that's what I
Sure.
was remembering. I was trying to remember there was something about cavalry.
Yes. Well, that was disappointing. I was
Look
hoping
at you all
to.
trying to be sneaky.
I know. But this is what you get when you have less than reliable troops sometimes.
At least you have the Moscow militia.
I do. They're going to make all the difference in the world. Just wait and see. In fact, they're telling their Cossack friends, just stay back. Let us deal with it.
We got this.
Exactly. Don't steal our thunder.
Uh,
That's what's going on. All right. I think we have our what? We've got our regroup now, right? So I guess anybody who needs a regroup.
well, we're
can
waiting for
regroup.
them to finish number 4,
Oh.
number 7, and I think 9's done. So he
Yeah,
has to finish his
9
stuff.
finished up. So yeah, so it's Robert's got 4 and 7.
Yeah.
So
It's up to you guys whether you want to
I
do
can
some
do
of
some
it or
regrouping. I
what.
don't have anything to.
Doesn't matter about us, right?
Yeah, no, we're on the other side.
We're
of
on the other
universe.
side. All right, I'll start regrouping some of mine.
Yeah, you've got some of your guys over there heading
Is
towards.
4 done?
No, that's what Robert's doing. I think
Then
that's
I'll
the
wait.
14th Division.
I guess I could do a little bit.
So who were you going to regroup first?
Me,
Rick.
I'm in the back, down at the bottom.
Oh yeah, the artillery down there. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, 5, 6. Uh, 5, 10. 5, 10. Where is? Oh, he's within range of the lens. Oh, he's right there. 5, 10. 5. All right, I'm now moving from all the artillery up to the west side of Utitsky
Sure.
Forest to the
Was that Moran's division?
Moran stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. And they have to be within 3. So
Correct.
2, 4. 5.
It's actually more than
10.
5 because it's up a slope, isn't it?
Oh, can I even go up a slope? Let me look.
Slope up. +2 for artillery.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could send them this way.
1, 2, 7.
Yep.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, come back.
Yep. He's not that fast.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Downslope 2 as well.
Yep. Also +2. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have these compounds artillery back here.
Can you flash them?
I assume these are still part of. He's doing something with these ones.
Yeah.
That's why they haven't
mean,
gone
you could-
anywhere.
You could take them, but yeah, they start off as part of that grand battery that's there.
Yeah, I'll leave them then.
Yeah.
I don't want Napoleon getting all pissy with me.
That never happens. What are you talking about? All right, I got my Cossacks
All
that,
right,
are,
I'm done.
that are down here by Artemensky.
Okay.
So let me catch up with them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then he's going to go into skirmish. All right, he's done. All right, the other guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And there we go. And then this guy's going to go 1, 2, that's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, that is that for those guys. Do I have other out of command people?
Humor me as the guy with the least amount of experience in this group, but are Cossacks able that are out of command? Are they able to like divert and go into skirmish order, closing in on the French cav to the north?
They can change
Right.
into and out of road mode.
But during regroup, aren't they compelled to go towards their command?
Yeah. And so their commander is like way up here over by the Urtitsky Kurgan.
Oh, okay. All right.
So technically
Never
they're
mind.
going that way, and technically the other guys are also going that way. So
Sure.
all right. Other people doing regroupy things.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sort of waiting for Robert and David to show up to talk about what they're doing down with the 4th and 12th MUs that they have, but I'm regrouping stuff in the background meanwhile.
Okay.
And then circling back on a previous thing with the Cossacks and the morale check.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's a special rule that the Cossacks have to roll morale in order to charge.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the exception of, I think there's some Cossacks that don't have to. They're like some sort of guard Cossacks or something like that. But
Yeah, like the
bulk
lifeguards.
The bulk of the Cossacks have to make a morale check if they want to conduct a charge. So the exception is the lifeguard Cossacks do not need to make a morale check before initiating a charge, nor are they prohibited from charging unlimbered artillery from the front. They do receive the benefits of being Cossack for retreat before charge.
All right. Thanks for that. Because I was going to say, I don't remember having to roll morale in order to charge.
Yeah, usually units like irregular cavalry, or poorly trained cavalry. So Cossacks are excellent horsemen, but they're just not like trained as a unit so much with a lot of discipline. So you'll find that if you're playing some of the games that are based in like 1813, where you have the Landwehr cavalry, or even 1815, where you've got the Prussians with their Landwehr cavalry, oftentimes you have to make a morale check to initiate a charge with them for the reason that they're just not well trained. And so that's, I personally think the Cossacks, certainly from what I know historically, were very well trained horsemen, but they just weren't a cohesive sort of group and they were really not designed, or their purpose really wasn't to be conducting charges so much as it was sort of scouting and harassment and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and in fact, I've got some preliminary counters, maps, and special rules for the second edition, or the the most upcoming edition of La Bataille de Eylau, Prush Eylau, that Clash of Arms is going to put out. And so one of the things that they're looking at with that is having the Cossacks fight in a different way. So they're not in column, they're not in line, they're more like this big blob. So you're kind of considering them. I would say probably column is the best thing to do, but they'll still get a lance bonus, but it's not the same as if they were, deployed in 2 hexes or this or that. So they're working on modifying the Cossacks for that particular battle. So I'll be playtesting. I'll be starting some playtesting for that here in another week or 2.
Sweet.
Well, and the interesting thing is apparently the order of battle they've been doing research, and they're like, okay, the order of battle they have dates back to the 70s when the Marshall guys first put together the game. And of course, there's been all kinds of new scholarship, and there's been all kinds of new historical archives made available since the fall of the Iron Curtain. And as a result, they're like, okay, we need to re-examine the order of battle, because we can't find some of these, the units that they are here, aren't here. The ones that are here aren't represented as counters. So they're making some changes. So it won't just be a fresh, map and counters, but it'll actually have some truly updated elements to it, particularly regarding the order of battle particularly for the Russians. The French are there's no major changes with that. The data they had for the French has not changed significantly, but the stuff for the Russians and the Prussians they've got some updates that they're doing with that.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot less Russian artillery if they did it right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Hey,
I
we've
hate
got
Russian artillery.
Hey, Mitch, are you around?
Yes.
Do you see your blue hussar there who's moved to help out escorting
Yes.
the artillery? He may want to, like, he's blocked from doing anything by the guns in front of him. He may want to shift a hex to his left.
Okay. I thought he was okay
There
there. I hear you. That's fine.
Like, he's not allowed to charge through anything when he reaction charges, so
Oh, I thought he could go around though.
no, he's not allowed to. If he's in column, he can, but that's going to take up a huge amount of space. And
Oh, okay.
you probably, and it's skirmishers and stuff, so that's probably better like that.
Okay. Well, that was the intention, so thank you. If that's the case.
Are those guys moving pieces, or I need to go down and yell at them?
I don't know.
Do you see any pieces moving
Yeah.
anywhere? All right, let me go talk to them. Come on, people.
Do the Davoo thing. Give him a good poke. Doot, 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 doot. Well, Brennan, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. It's just always fun to play these games with everybody.
Yeah.
They'll be here in a minute.
Eric, if you guys are doing play testing of the Cossacks, I'd be interested if you need an extra set of hands or head.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely share some of the observations and stuff like that with you. And if you wanted to set up and play some stuff, what we're really interested in doing is like play testing it with 5th edition rules. Obviously, I told Ed, I'm like, okay, I've played it a gazillion times with 3rd edition rules. And I think Robert and I played it once using Marie Louise. And, but, you know, we probably should like play test it with 5th edition, make sure that, you know, we have command stuff sort of figured out. And for the French, it's fairly straightforward. You know, you've got your corps and you've got Napoleon and your activate or whatever else. But then for the Russians, it's a case of, okay, you know, I think they kind of had stuff set up with left, right, center kind of wing configuration, not unlike this, but they didn't have corps. And so then how do you divvy things up and all that jazz? So we'll be messing around with it using 5th edition and kind of getting a sense of how well the game goes. And of course, then I think it's like Lestock shows up and he's Prussian. And so right now he's treated as an army leader, his own little army. So he can basically keep himself in command and march around on his own.
Do you think there'll be enough development that we can play test it in Gettysburg?
There's a very good chance that would be the case. I know that I'm going to take the files I got for the map and go down to the local Office Depot and get those printed out. And then Alex sent me the counters, and these are just the preliminary counters with the latest stuff for the order of battle. Yeah, and so we'll just kind of see how it goes.
Cool.
But yeah, I would imagine that if you guys want to play it at Gettysburg, that could be an option. And I know that Alex and Bill Shipley have been play testing it. Their, those two guys have been doing it now for maybe a month or so, maybe a couple of months now. So we'll see. And then I don't know if I'll make it to Gettysburg. There's a possibility that I will be taking a trip to Portugal with my brother instead the month of March. So, yeah, I figured, well, Gettysburg or Portugal. Difficult decision.
That is a tough one.
Yeah.
It's not a straight yes.
All right.
Yes, exactly.
I saw you were regrouping your Cossacks up the road, and I thought you were supposed to go by the most direct route.
I did.
One of them.
Okay.
Well, their leader is off on the east side of the map, on the road, on the east side of the map.
Okay, so I move 4.
All right, so that's how you're doing. Okay, I got you.
Well, I'm just
Yep.
trying to.
No,
figure it out.
I
Yeah, because he's over here, right? So I'm kind of thinking about administrative march kind of stuff. Well, he could go that way. The other guy, so they can keep moving, and the other guy's just there. He doesn't have to use all of his movement, so. But when they're that far
So I
away,
can go around the forest, right?
what's that?
So my infantry could have went around the forest. They didn't have to go through the forest.
Which forest?
The
Hey,
big ass
Dave?
green one that I'm like, I don't
Yes.
want to go through it.
We assigned a move to the.
Well, they
That's right.
they didn't. They They didn't go straight through the forest. If they'd gone straight through
To
the forest, right? Because Gerard's over here,
No, I
they were
moved.
over here,
Yeah, I
right?
moved.
They kind of moved around
the
this
eighth
way.
floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved the leaders such
No,
so
it's
that I could do that.
Yeah.
That's
go
all I
down to
could,
HQ.
but it's fine. We're good.
Yeah. No, you're fine, Rick.
Yeah.
So, did we get?
Well,
What-
yeah, hopefully
what-
you can go to Gettysburg, but if not, totally understand.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely make it to.
Well, if you're not
to-
going, I'm not going. Although Brandon's there, so maybe Dave's there, maybe.
Oh, Rick, we'll miss you. Hey,
Jesse might not miss
is
you
the
though.
French 14th Division still moving?
What was the question?
The French 14th Division, is it still moving?
French 14th Division.
So it was maneuver unit number 4 and maneuver unit 12.
should be the ones moving now. Number 9 has finished its movement.
Right.
The Prussian 14th is done, and some of the regroup is done.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Brad, as long
that
as you and
14th
I are on the same team, then I'll show up. If you can guarantee that.
That's right. Hey, that would be fun. That's been years.
It's not fair, but yeah.
You stomped all over us at, that was,
No, I didn't.
there was a book about that. French light cavalry tactics. It was written for you.
There you go.
Come on now.
Actually, those were your dragoons, I think, weren't they?
No, they were light.
Oh, okay.
They danced in and then got chased away and almost encircled.
Leaving the wreckage of the Prussian heavy artillery behind.
There you go. Well,
That
let
was a
me know when
sad,
you guys
sad
have got
day.
all the regrouping done. Then I'll go ahead and pull the next
It
chit.
was a night for a rook.
Right.
I think that Robert may have various regroups as well. So
Is Robert
you
still
probably
in the
should let
group, or
them
is he
check.
down in the?
What? Dave?
Oh,
Napoleon? What are you
they're
guys
down
doing?
in French HQ
Killing
again.
me.
Mhm.
Killing me. I can only do so much, Eric. Sorry. I was
Okay,
kicked out.
I'll go down there. Are you
Can I
are
go
you
over?
guys
Yeah.
moving or doing regroup? We weren't sure what the
He-
status is.
He's still
We're-
moving.
we're
He
with the-
went
I'm
to
doing
his
the
cavalry
12th
group, the 9, U9.
Oh,
right at
then
the
you need
moment.
to be
Yeah.
with whoever else is with you. So you got to let like either Mitch or Brennan know, so that way they can watch you, because we're up here thinking you guys are just chatting, and we're waiting.
Yeah, I
to
haven't
do the
moved
regroup.
anything. We're
He
just
hasn't moved
talking
anything.
about.
Yeah.
We haven't moved. I haven't come back. I am moving when we come back into the room.
Oh, okay.
We
All
were
right.
just talking about what to do.
Oh, okay. All right. No worries. We thought you guys had you thought somebody was there with you, and you're not with anybody at the moment. So yeah, come and join us. All right. I guess they're plotting and planning.
Yeah. No, we were trying. He was trying to ask me a question, and you were busy talking about the other things going on there, and so I pulled him down there just so that.
Oh,
he could,
okay.
So.
All right. Well, he's still down there, and so that's why I
Yeah.
thought maybe he got lost.
He's crying.
Well, it's okay to split up. Like, usually Rick and I go into a separate room to kind of
Yeah.
handle things on our side of the world. So,
Yeah. Much quicker.
yeah, it does. Not everybody wants to hear me talk, except for all of our fans out there in the far YouTube universe.
Are they saying anything?
Well, let's see. We have a viewer from Russia.
What?
Lev Sharush. Hello, guys. Nice to see you playing the Great Borodino. He says, yes, Cossacks were irregular cavalry. They were good in skirmishing and pursuing an enemy rather than attacking formed. So I think he wants it.
And your dice roll reflected that.
Yeah, my dice roll definitely reflected that. Where they're like, if there's some peasants we can rough up, we will come after them. So
You should have to roll and see if you would have attacked the Moscow militia instead.
Well, it's
Loot
the
is
Moscow
loot.
militia, yes, but you guys have got, you guys
We
have
definitely
got
have better
a lot
loot.
more. You got better loot. The Moscow militia does probably not have much. They're
Every
just peasants.
person has a saber
Is
in the
that-
French. Everyone
on.
has a musket.
Come on, the Opal Cheney. Come on.
I don't
All right.
know.
All right, I got to do my regroup too. So, but Robert's working on Moo number
We're
12.
doing number 12 right now. Yeah.
Moo
Hey,
12.
Brennan, can you
Okay.
find Histogram?
So who is Moo
Yeah,
12?
one second.
Where's Moo
Hey,
12?
Robert.
It's the cavalry here.
Hey.
This cavalry right here.
Oh,
Robert,
okay.
before you go to the cavalry, there
Is
were a
Ford
couple
done?
of the disordered 14th Division units. Did they want to move?
Oh, I didn't even see them. Oh, thanks. I did want to move them.
Yeah, like the rest of their division was moving, so I figured them. Mitch, you want to go down to Allied headquarters?
Sure.
14th. Are you
14th
done with all the
Division.
fourth?
Okay, we'll move them.
The
Yeah,
fourth
so-
activation. Are you done with that
so-
one?
Activation
this
number
is the-
4, yeah. It's
This
these,
guy,
So
He's-
okay.
turned like that, isn't he? Because he's in skirmish.
Oh yeah, he's in skirmish. Yeah. Okay. So with the 12th here, or the number 12, move 12. Then
Brendan, can horse artillery move through cavalry?
He's not here.
Oh, where'd he go?
But I would say
Oh, there he
no.
is.
But I don't know.
There
are exceptions.
there's possible.
Here, I'll look and see if I can see.
stacking, page 17.
If David's asked the question, it's always no. Okay. Followed by. Let's see, stacking.
It looks like
It
10
It
Point
says
10.3.
cavalry and artillery may never voluntarily stack together. Does that answer your question?
Well, I don't want
But
to
it
stack them.
says-
I just want to know if they can pass through it.
At
Well,
the
wouldn't
end of
it-
movement, all
could-
units in a hex must be in the same formation. Okay.
I assume they can move through it. You're just going to roll the typical too many people in a hex, right? They're overstacked or no?
So it says
Are
here,
they a legal
violating
stack at
stacking
that
limits.
point?
Players may not voluntarily move combat units such that stacking limits would be violated except where specifically noted in Rule 11.0. However, this is not to say that combat units may not violate stacking limits in the course of executing involuntary movement. Whenever stacking limits are violated, either by exceeding the stacking limit or by creating an illegal stack as defined in 11.1.2, consult the stacking violations results chart. All units in the hex which did not automatically route must take a morale check. After all units have taken the morale check, passing, disordering, or routing, as the case may be, if the hex still violates stacking limits, units must be displaced so that the units remaining in the hex no longer violate.
All right, so they basically can't. I wasn't sure of that. I don't know if horse artillery was allowed to go through.
Yeah,
Pass
I
through.
don't think
But
it makes a...
They can pass through if
Anything
it's in
between 'em?
skirmish order, but other than that, because anything can pass through a skirmisher.
Yeah, but I don't know that you could... I
I'm
don't
not
know that you
seeing
can
anything.
pass through it. And I think stacking is the right place to be looking for it, right? Because that's where you're going to find stuff where you're moving, unless they've got something for movement where they would have a different rule.
Was there anything under disorder events?
Look, horse artillery. Cavalry and limbered horse artillery. Page
Yes.
16.
Yeah, so here it says stacking. Units are moved individually or in stacks. Stacking rules are enforced during movement of any kind. A player must complete the movement of a unit or stack before another movement can begin. So that would imply that whatever the stacking rules are enforced not only just at
As
the
you
end of
move.
the turn, but also during the turn.
Right. No,
Um,
I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't sure, and
Okay. So this is more tricky then. So I could move this person here, or actually move this person here, and you said to put him into skirmish.
yeah, he would go on the hex, turn him up. That's the long way around. Yes.
I always do things wrong way around. Okay, then I can move these guys up here, right?
Yep.
And then this artillery could go up here.
Or you could move them up onto here or something like that if you wanted to just keep him in the not being quite so exposed out there, because he does have a.
So actually, Robert, the artillery can't go there because that's a severe. It's a severe slope.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, but it would
go up a severe
going,
slope.
Oh, right.
He goes here.
Do that.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, but he can't do that until this guy's out of the way. So this guy can't cover 2 hexes. He has to cover just 1.
No, he can go through a skirmisher. Anything can pass through a skirmisher.
Oh, okay. So that'd be 1, 2, 7, and unlimber. Right? That's what we wanted to do.
1, 2, 3, 8, and unlimber.
1, 2, 3, 8. Okay. So and 1 limber there.
Yeah. So basically, any unit that's not routed may pass through skirmishers, and vice versa. Skirmishers can pass through other units that aren't routed without violating stacking.
Does that include horse skirmishers, or is it just?
It just says units in skirmish order, so that would apply to both infantry skirmishers and cavalry skirmishers.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. So that was 9. Did you move 14 already?
Yes. And so now we're on to regroup.
All right. Okay. And I do have some regroup here. Let's see. Who was?
Pressling. So they have to get within 2.
So where are you at, Dave?
Oh, I moved the guard cavalry. They're guard heavies. They're down. Oops, they're down here.
Oh,
that's their
okay,
officers.
okay.
They were back here, and they moved up to within 3 of their command. That's the first one. All right, so now I'm into this group right here.
Okay.
They're under command of this
1,
OBA
2,
up there.
plus you said the most direct route.
So he can't move because he's in command.
Who's in command?
This guy, David, is in command. He's stacked with a leader, so he's in command. And this guy's stacked with a leader, he's in command.
Yeah, they're all part of that. This is their overall commander, their whatever. But okay, I will.
Well, my understanding is that I mean, unless there's, I mean, as I said, I'm just off of 5th edition, and I know in 5th edition you couldn't do it. So
Well,
I don't know with regs if there's an exception.
This whole group is kind of they're weird the way they did the artillery command rules in this of these batteries out there. So I don't know how to,
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of kedging, you wouldn't have them stacked with a leader, right?
So.
Because unless there's something different that I'm not familiar with.
I mean, I could have moved all the leaders up with him when the leader movement.
Then go ahead and move the leaders up there.
So
yeah, go ahead and move the leaders, and that way then they're all stacked with him, and then it's not a problem.
Oops. Six. 1, 2, 3. Now, Rick, this other artillery back here is
Yes.
yours.
Oh, now it's mine.
No, it's been yours. It's got your.
Yeah, but you've been using it.
No, I
I'll
haven't.
take it. Okay. Oh my God.
Well, go ahead and move it, Rick, because both him and
So-
Compans, so if Napoleon doesn't want him, go ahead and start sending him towards your leader, I guess.
That's where they've been following.
No.
Or
Nope.
I thought they were part of your Grand Battery.
They were part of the
Oh.
Grand Battery.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's why Rick hadn't done anything with them, because they were part of the Grand Battery. So, hey, but if you don't want them.
Freaking Napoleon's so fickle.
I know. Yeah, go ahead.
It's fine. I got you.
All
I'll
right.
move it.
Somewhere I did that. He's there.
Oh, I think I've got a sniper on this guy.
You've been watching too much Napoleon with, what was it?
Exactly.
Shoot his hat off.
The director's
director's
coming
cut.
out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, an extra hour and a half of misery.
Yeah. Well, it might fill out some of the things, that they it'll fill out some of the details, I think.
Put a little context in the film. That'd be great.
Yeah.
In case
You gotta
there
admit-
wasn't enough exposition.
Yeah, yes. A very large
gotta
lack
admit,
of exposition there.
Plot aside and historical inaccuracies aside, they actually did a really nice job with the uniforms. I'll give them that.
Yep.
Some of the fancy ones seem like they were sparse,
They're all probably
but I don't have a
wearing,
good sense of how many, the fancy guys would be out there.
They probably were wearing like yellow jumpsuits and it's all CGI.
Don't burst that bubble.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like Kamala.
Kept some seamstress
AI
busy.
crowds.
Hey, so Brendan, we had a question. I don't know if you heard it, but I know in 5th edition, if a unit that is, say, out of command of its division leader, but it's stacked with a leader, is technically in command and wouldn't be able to move during the regroup phase. is that the same here with regs, or is it a case where, okay, I'm stacked with an ADC, but my division leader is over there on the other side of the map. I'm going to regroup towards the division leader, even though I've got a ADC stacked with me.
The ADC, who does he belong to?
Could be anybody, I suppose.
Well, he belonged to Sorbier, so, but
Sorbier is an army level.
So
he's an artillery.
so one of them belongs to the
Special
first corps. So one of the leaders belonged to the first corps reserve artillery, and the other leader was an ADC of Napoleon. And then the other leader that they're part of is Sobier's guard artillery. So they were regrouping towards Sobier because it's a grand battery under Sobier's command, but you had leaders stacked with some of the artillery units. And so the question was, in like 5th edition, if they're stacked with a leader, they're technically in command, even if they're out of command span of their superior officer, in this case, the division leader, or whoever, in this case, the grand battery leader. So I wasn't sure if the same held true in regs.
Can you show me the actual like stack?
Yeah, it was artillery that was down here. He's unlimbered it now, but he had these two leaders stacked with some of the artillery that was down here.
I had just moved Sobier forward, and because
and he was kind of kedging the units towards Sobier, but some of the units had the artillery leaders on them. And so that prompted me to say, well, would they move? Because based, at least on 5th edition, they wouldn't move. So
are those artillery leaders the ones who were their direct commander?
No. So Perthy is Devu is his direct commander.
They're basically attached commanders.
Right. And was the artillery noted or intended to be reallocated to Sorbier's grand battery?
It's always been Sorbier's grand battery.
Right. I mean, it feels to me like they can probably kedge along the Sorbier. That's kind of how it feels, I think.
Yeah, well, what we did was we just moved the leaders there, but the question was we wanted to have some sort of answer on it because
take a look at 8312, page 11.
Okay.
One thing, Robert, Lawrenceston, the artillery commander that was out there attached to you, he was attached to the 14th at that time. He should have moved back with the 14th. Why don't you move him back into like one of those readouts or something, instead of having him sitting all the way out here?
Like, I think that what Mitch is saying about 8312 is that like that's different from 5th edition, because in 5th edition, like if you're with the leader,
infantry out,
you're just in command.
Right.
But in regs here, it has to be an ADC who's in the same command. If it's an army resource, army asset ADC who's been assigned downward into you, like maybe that would neutralize would put him in command. But so then you have to look at the specific situation of the staff.
Okay. Now that was really what I was curious about, because I just know that in 5th edition it was always the sort of thing where, like, okay, you had say you had a unit that routed away and it had a leader on it, and you wanted to get the unit back where the rest of the guys are. At some point in time, you had to get the leader off, so that way the unit then would be technically out of command and able to move back towards their superior officer. And that was just like a rules thing in 5th edition. This looks, we'd have to take a look at the specifics. But it's the sort of thing like, you've got a cavalry leader or a cavalry unit, and you've got an ADC of, Marat stacked with the unit when it routes away. In 5th edition, when you'd go to try to regroup that unit, you're like, you can't. They're technically in command
They're
because they're stacked
parallel.
with a leader.
Yeah. And in regs, there's definitely an algorithm for it, but we'd have to read it and look at the situation to pin down that algorithm. It's a
Okay.
little bit more flexible than 5th edition.
Okay, well, that's good. I like flexible.
Flexible is always more fun because it gives the players more volition.
It didn't use the permissive may as opposed to is or shall or something like that.
Have we got all of the
Did you do all your
regrouping done
Robert?
everywhere?
Yeah.
Have you got your regrouping done on the Russian side? Everyone's regrouped everywhere?
I think so.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right, let's grab another chit.
Just Robert, you've got.
Yeah.
Why is that cavalry facing backwards?
Well, they're having to go back to pricing. So they have to go that way,
but
right?
they can still be facing, and their move facing forward.
They can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It depends on if they have a movement point left. If they used their last movement point getting there, they're stuck facing them.
Well,
And I don't think they did because they only moved about 3 hexes, even though one of them is a big hex. So
yeah, they still had like 1 or 2 points each.
So why aren't they closer to pressing then?
Because they don't have enough points to get up the hill.
I know, but they could just move here, right? Like one of them could move there, right? Are these guys both part of this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they could move along that way.
They could move that way, right?
Yeah,
and they could both stack together, and they'd be within.
And don't put them in column. You want them in line.
For sure.
Robert, do you just want to? Can you show us real quick there where they started, like one of them and their move?
Oh, one of them was here. One was.
Was he? He was in two. He was in 2 hexes, right?
Yeah, one was in 2 hexes right here.
And the other
one of them is in 2 hexes right there.
Yeah.
But you want to just
1, 2. Yeah, I'm trying to catch him over toward pressing.
Pressing.
Yep. Since I can't ever roll for any of these guys to activate, so.
Yeah. So like 1, 2 was where to where?
So there's 1. If I go, that's 1 point, 2 points, then 12 points. So that's 14 right there.
Are you contracting from 2 to 1?
Oh, that would even cost more, wouldn't it?
That's another one. Another movement.
It's 1 for the change plus 1 for the movement point.
Okay, so maybe it's better
3 for the it isn't
maybe
a chain formation. That's right.
Maybe it's better to go 1, 2,
contraction.
3, 4, 5, and then keep my formation there like this. And he's gotten closer. He's only needs to go 1 more hex down, and he's in.
He's actually in command. He's in command there, right? He's in command.
Yeah, and put the other one here facing towards this.
Pricing's only got a command range of 2.
Oh, that's true.
When he's in command range of his commander, it's 3, but it's 2 if he's alone.
Oh, he's not in command range of his commander.
Okay, so it's 2. Yep.
Okay, so he could move there. And he's closer to him, right?
Yeah, he's definitely closer to him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And he doesn't have enough to go. Does he have enough to go further?
Yeah, again, he could go down here.
Down the severe slope.
It's
is
plus 9, plus 1 is 10.
Yeah.
That would be 15, so he can't go that far.
Yeah.
And then this guy here could go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 14 down the hill and be facing this way.
Well, I would keep
Did he
him up
pay the
here
point
and
to
face him
condense?
that way.
Can I do that if they're
Yeah.
hedging?
Yeah. You don't have to move the full movement points.
Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah.
So I could just do this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I've never kedged in my life, so I'm trying to figure this out. This game.
That's because kedging is evil. And
Hedging is evil.
Hedging is evil, and we always prohibit it in
And
games
Robert?
we play.
Yeah.
You've got a couple people down in the 8th Corps that can kedge up towards, or can they? No, maybe not. Never mind. Though this guy can collapse up into his.
Oh, yeah, I could. Okay, we can just delete these now. I think I was going to delete them.
And this one can actually go forward 1 because he's actually a core asset of Juno, so he can move forward 1 if you want.
Okay.
Let me make sure I don't have any more that I want to catch here, but I don't think I do.
Watched an interesting movie today. I watched First They Killed My Father. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not.
No.
Cambodia movie on the Khmer Rouge.
Ah.
Oh.
So a cheerful topic.
Oh yeah, real
Mm-hmm.
bucket full of laughs.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Would it be
All right.
something to assign to a history class?
The Killing Fields is probably better, but yes.
Okay. I've used sections from the Killing Fields. Okay.
So part of the regroup is, can you limber and unlimber?
Yeah, you can. Well, let's.
I believe so.
Anybody have any limber unlimbering they want to do?
Well, I was going to do that unlimbering with the movement of the Italians, right?
So they got to move. You can't do it now. They're not subject to.
Yeah, it's out of command
They're going
guidance.
to move. So. No.
Okay. Cool. Carry on.
Okay, we can draw another chit. Can I draw a chit? I haven't drawn a chit
Yes,
for
draw a chit, Robert.
Couple weeks.
Pick a winner.
Nobody.
Winner, chicken dinner.
11. Winner. Oh, do you play PUBG?
Me? No.
That's what winner. Oh, okay, forget it.
Oh, winner,
another
chicken
one.
dinner has been around forever and a day. All right, French Moon number
Pick another
11.
One?
Yeah, pick another one.
Pick another one. And French Moon number 5.
Where the heck is 11?
5 is the 13th.
Isn't that... Rick, have you moved everybody on your side of the map?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not
That
on
could
Rick's side.
that could easily have been the 2 that I thought I had to pay command. We found out that they were still in command.
Oh,
Remember I
yeah,
rolled?
yeah. Okay.
That's probably what it is. Because they were high numbers. So pick another one. Unless you guys have found
Who's got
11.
number 5?
I do.
Okay.
I got that's the 13th division.
13th division. Lucky 13th. Okay, that's over there by beautiful Borodino.
Yes. So
Here, I'll draw another one.
Okay.
It's
Russian number 6.
Russian 6.
That's going to
Okay.
be Victor's.
That's me.
Oh, that's that's the guard. So do you want to watch Robert since he's moving stuff that are there by your guys?
nobody needs to watch me. That's okay. I'm impeccable in my disknowledge of the rules. So.
There you go. I'm sure.
Okay. So artillery. Okay. So I'm going to move 1, 2. Then these guys are going to go up the hill, which is +2. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'll unlimber there. So unlimbering will trigger shooting, right?
If somebody's adjacent,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
the
so-
unit adjacent has like 4 firepower versus your 6. Rolled, it missed.
Okay. All right. And then we will, these guys are truly yours. I don't want, okay. So 1, 2, 3. So the artillery, if I came in with the infantry in line, the artillery just matches that?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a very good move, by the way. You know, that's maximum, totally maximum firepower.
Yeah. Okay. And so then these. Oh, but if I shoot, but that leaves my flank open.
Well, you pull this disordered guy out and you put another guy in line right here.
The disordered guy's cavalry. He can't move right now.
Robert, if you want, you could point that line northwards, and it's going to
And-
refuse the right flank, so it'll
Yeah,
be
it's
pretty
actually
level.
supported that way. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So he could go like this.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And he can still fire into the square.
Yep.
Yeah. And now
Okay.
you've got a basically front, whoops, front for that
Okay.
unit. As long as this guy is here.
Okay.
If he bugs out, then your flank is hanging out in the air.
In the air. Okay. All right. And then 1, 2, 3. 3 here. Guys have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guys will move here. Okay. The 13th's all moved.
Cool. All right, what was the next chit in the bucket? That was Moo number 6 for the Russians. So, did you get all of your stuff done for them, Mitch?
Oh, almost.
Okay. After that, it's French number 7. Which I think is back over there on Robert's side of the map.
Oh, that's me.
No, I'm 7.
No, Robert's number 7.
Oh, then what's my number 7 down here? That must.
Oh, did you guys?
It looks like we got one that's got doubled up there. Yeah.
Oh, I think the rule says you can't move either of them then, right?
Well, what was one of the ones maybe? 'Cause we drew a whole bunch of other.
Well, let's just roll, and just, why don't you move both of them? I mean, I don't think it makes a whole hill
Yeah,
of
just
beans
move both
difference.
of them.
Yeah, just
move
move
both
both of them. So, David, I'll watch you move. I guess that's Nay's core, right?
Yep.
Okay, and somebody else can watch Robert move his pieces around.
All right.
Wow, how does that make you guys feel that it doesn't matter?
Are you trying to stir up trouble, Rick? Are you trying to get people to have
Moi?
like some sort of
Me?
flame war here on Vassal on Discord where we're
Jeez.
writing
I don't think
nasty things?
I don't think there's any place for nihilism in wargaming.
There you go.
You funny.
Okay, so I have the 21st. There.
Now the challenge is trying to figure out who's who and where everybody is. And who do
Yep.
they belong to? So which division did you want to move first, David?
Oh, let's see. Right.
Mitch, as a matter of principle, you should probably leave some checkerboard spaces somewhere. You got that wall of cuirassiers.
Oh, yeah.
Asking for trouble. Yeah. As a basic formation, like when you're not engaged for some particular reason, you really just don't want any denser than every other axe because you really want space at all times everywhere, unless there's
Okay.
some totally clear reason not to.
Okay.
So this, we got that.
So David, let's go down to game room 1 so that way we don't talk over the top of other people.
All right.
All right. Which
Yeah,
exciting division did you want to move
to
first?
see which order I want to move things in here. We got the 10th division over here. All right, so let's, and we've got, well, yeah, 10th division is pretty good size, isn't it?
Let's see. This is what, 3rd Corps? Yeah, you
have
got
a lot.
three big regiments. Yeah.
All right, so those guys are going to. So we want here. So. All right. He's going there.
Okay. It's the creeping squares.
He's going there. This one's coming out of square into skirmish.
Okay. I see who you're talking about.
Oops. I don't know, did I?
You duplicated the squares.
Oh, is that what I did? I
Yeah.
hit something there. I was trying to delete it. All right. So he goes into skirmish. So that's 1, 2. So he's going out to here.
Okay.
All right. It's what do we want here? That's also the 10th. All right. So this coming out of this one here is coming out of square,
Okay.
going 1, 2, 3, and back into square there.
Exciting.
So that, all right. Any more for the 10th? Let's put him, whoops. There, and let's move him into square. And he is. All right, so that's some light cavalry. That's 10 and that's 10. All right. Take that out of square. Whoops. Come on. Delete. Delete. All right. Actually, let's put this whole still. All right, I think that's the 10th division, other than the commander. I'll leave him to the end here, but he'll probably go something like about there. He might adjust, but
It looks like he's got most of his people in command. I think the only one that was out of command was this cavalry horse guns back here. But I don't think there was any way you could have moved him up anyway to get him back,
no,
get him closer.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think this guy too, he's blocked as well. He would have been out of command as well, but there's just no way that you gotta kind of fight your way through all of that stuff.
Right.
Okay, is the 10th division done then?
I think the 10th is done right at the moment. I
Cool.
may adjust their commander after the end, but here, let's see. So we'll move on to the 11th. Let's see any of these other guns. Here. All right, it's this guy. Where do I want him? I want him up here. Oh, no, there is one more of the 10th that I might want to adjust here. This guy up here.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, he was
well,
in
I might-
command.
yeah. The left. That's the left. Those are 11. Left. Okay. All right. Yeah, he's going to come out of square. Bump. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. There.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's where he's going right at the moment. Okay. All right. So this guy's moving back to there. This one here is moving up to. Moving artillery batteries now.
Okay.
So this one here, he's coming over to here. And I'm limbering. I'm just going to pull Ledrew out from underneath him
Yeah,
for the
that's
moment.
fine.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get
All right,
lost in the shuffle.
yeah,
And
so
right
he
now, I
doesn't
think
get lost.
everybody's in command except for the skirmishers, right?
Well, if he stays there, yeah, but
Yeah.
he's probably going to eventually end up on that stack so that everybody's in command
Yeah, you
over
could
there.
put him on that stack.
Or he
That
might,
would be
or maybe on that one
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Depends on where Nay ends up. So that's okay. So this one comes out at square. Delete. That's 1, 2, 3. Five and back into square. All right. This one is 1, 2, 3, and unlimber. This one is 1, 2, 3, unlimber. Dro goes with him. And he had that.
And those guys are all attached to the third corps?
Yes.
Okay.
That's that whole artillery, big battery that was. And so this 1, 2, 3, limber there. So I guess these guys need to, whoops. Well, that works out. There's still one in each of those. And so 5, 1, 2, 3. The other one can't make it all the way. So he's just going to come up to there. Come up to there. All right.
All right, you still moving the 11th Division?
Yeah, they're coming up here. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, I guess let's go into there. He's going into general order in here. All right, so he's going down here, coming out of that. All right. She's going over here.
So are you moving the 25th Division now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've pretty much finished. Well, let's see. Do I want to do anything with these? Let's.
So technically, this guy I think was out of command if he was here, right? Because Marchand is here. So 1, 2, 3. I think this guy is was out of command because you haven't moved Marchand yet.
Yeah, let me. Yep, you are correct. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right, so let's. There, and he's going to unlimber, so that's 5, 6, 7. So, and this one here, he's moving up to there. And let's see, do I? Oh, can't do that because there's another. All right. He was there. It's really not.
It's not the most favorable terrain to be pushing artillery.
No, that's. There was a square underneath Nay here. He's.
Just on the off chance that some wild and wacky rushing unit somehow makes it through all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Captures Nay.
I just want to get him up here and make some room for some artillery moving forward. And Nay was here. That back where he was. All right. So 1, 2, 3. All right. So if Marchand goes there, now that skirmisher's in command.
Yep.
Cavalry. Let's put that there.
Looks like all of your subordinate commanders are in command if Ney is where you're keeping him. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to Marchand. 1, 2, 3, 4 to Boorman.
6.
Ledru is in command. Razout's in command.
Right.
Unless you've got some other cavalry I'm not seeing. Who is Moriere?
Yeah, he's also, that's the other. I've got 2 little cavalry brigades, and he's also part of that. So
Where's he?
he is, where is the commander right at the moment? He should be somewhere over. He was over in this area.
Okay, yeah, I see what looks like the units that belong to him. Right.
The commander. Where
is the commander? right. He is, whoops. He's a 015 C3 9th Brigade.
He was. There he is.
Did you find him? Did he get
Yeah.
picked up and moved somewhere by mistake?
No, he's still on the square he was, but he had an infantry unit on top of him.
Oh, okay. That's
3,
embarrassing.
4, 5, 6.
Cavalry commander cowering in a square. Shocking. Shocking.
Shocking, I say.
Pull those epaulets right off of his shoulders there.
I'm actually going to move these guys down to here and face them that way.
Okay, well, he's still in command of Ney, so mission
Yeah.
accomplished. Everyone's in command. And it looks like you've got a little battery set up there, so.
Yep, I think that's going to be what. That's my disposition. Actually, I do have one change I want to make.
Yeah, he should have enough movement to get over there, right? He was over here like in
Yeah.
the woods, right? In skirmish, so it would have been
He was in skirmish
3,
there.
7, whatever. Yeah, he's got enough movement to get over there. Piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
All right. I don't think All right.
Cool. All right, let's go up and see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Unit next door, and then roll for activation, and then move, and then try to limber those guns.
So the leader is allowed to move separately from the gun, so you can move the gun off, and then the leader can move, or the other order. The leader can move, try to limber the gun, and continue with it. What you can't do with a leader is go through. You can do at most 2 guns that way. You can't go through a series of 3 or 4 of them.
Dave, it looks like
So-
Pajol's cavalry got pulled.
Okay. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We could go to group 1 to room 1 unless you're just keeping them parked there.
Like
Well, he'd have to turn and face, and if he moved the full 6, then he wouldn't be able to turn back.
So he'd be this way.
Some version of, if it's one of the southern directions.
Doesn't matter.
Or if you move 1 hex west,
Limber.
you'd be fine. You could go any facing you want.
All right. Yep, he's done.
So if he goes
Okay,
like one,
cool.
if he goes in this direction, he has to.
All right, that's,
guess that's fair.
Russian
Yeah,
3 for
that's
me. That's my dragoons
And
up
so
here.
then this guy's going to move here, and then to limber these guys, you'd have to roll a. Don't even know.
You can press Control V, click on the artillery, and hit Control V, and it will tell you what the limbering rate is.
Control V.
Control V, Victor. Control
Oh,
Victor.
1 through 4. So it'll be
There you
then
go.
a 1 through 5.
Yep,
Oh, oh, he just did it.
Yep. he did it.
He
Good for
did
him.
it. And so that would be 1 to limber. And we'll move them 1, 2, 1.
Is limbering 1 or 2?
Or is it
2.
2?
2 to 1.
2?
Yep.
3,
2 to
4.
1.
Oh, we can't. 2, 3. I can't do anything to keep him in command. So he'll have to be out of command.
Which the battery?
Yeah.
If you keep the little leader on top of him, he stays in command.
Oh, with the leader? Oh, okay.
Yep. Right. Also, that battery belongs to the
guard.
You can assign it. It belongs to the 4th Corps, but you can assign it downward to the Italian Royal Guard Division, in which case it moves when the division moves. So it's relatively flexible command.
Okay. Yeah, it's moving when the Royal Guard is moving right now. So,
Yep.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll be able to move that far. Okay. Oops, gotta take the ammo. All right, I'm done with that.
All right, I'm done with my little guys.
Eric, did you have like some cavalry unit that was moving?
Yeah, I just moved. It was just this division over here with can't even keep track of the guy's name. Sievers.
Sievers.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So you want to slide that shit off and pull another?
Yep. Here we go. All right. It's reinforcements. Mike, it's that moment you've been waiting for. For the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
As the Emperor laughed. That's funny.
Eric, you want to pull another one? Since
All
Mike's
right,
the only
and then it's
reinforcement?
Russian 15, so that's your Cossacks up there. And
All right, I'm
then,
gonna go grab a cup of tea and then I'll work on the puzzle.
okay, and then it's number 2. I don't know who number 2 is. French number 2.
That would be Rick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I can watch what you guys are doing down here and go ahead and have the polls do their magic.
We'll have to wait for the reinforcements to
Yep.
happen. Since I'm blocking them currently.
You're doing your job.
Exactly.
The terminus for Poniatowski's corps was Utitsa, right?
Utitsa, yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So these guys are in road column. There's no way they could get up there that fast unless they were in road column, right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was moving them. I had them in line, but I was moving a road column. Yes, you're right.
So, so they can come on the board in road column. So you don't have to change it.
He doesn't have to have the terminus, right?
He does.
No, I'm saying for the light cav, if he wanted to send them somewhere else,
he'd wait until next turn, and then he could roll his light cav initiative.
Yep.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so That's Kamenetsky. All right, so I put these jokers in row column.
Yeah, and they'll basically just take up 2 hexes.
Yeah. There, then add in the train.
And this is just his cab coming on this turn.
Yeah, yeah. The infantry don't show up until next turn. The first, he's got a division that comes on next turn, and then a division that comes on later.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so
Robert, I'm back from getting my cup of tea. I'm moving the Cossack group. That's kind of up in your zone.
Okay.
Now,
Shall we jump down to game room 1?
So you can put,
Oh, sure.
yeah, that works, or you can use an extended line marker like this.
oh,
Yeah, so you've got a couple of different options. This is a little easier because then you know who it's reflecting. So that way, if you had another unit there, you're like, well, what's this? Or so it's up to you. Obviously,
how does one get an extended line marker?
so if you
2,
if you right click on the unit and you go to
Yeah.
formation, you'll see that there's
Okay.
a extended
Oh,
line option. So Control E, and then
Okay.
there's the Control R for the road column. So you could
now
you could
the other thing,
yeah, go ahead, David.
Michael, the other option you have, you could make it to there and then collapse into just a regular line. You've got enough movement points for that. If you wanted to end up in just line at that point.
Yeah, let's do that because that's a better command radius.
Well, the only challenge you have is that all that brush cost 4 to move through unless you're in road order. So if you take him out of road order here, then each one of these brush hexes that he's got to go through is going to cost him 4 points. So it doesn't hurt you. They'll still be in command, even in road order, because road order, the command range is extended if stuff is adjacent. So you put the leader here in the head, and then all the other guys that are trailing behind him are, even though they're technically out of the 3 hex range, they're still all in command because they're all following along behind there.
Sure. So three effectively goes to 6 if I put them at the head.
Yeah, or further, right? If you have, I mean, like when your infantry division marches on next turn, those guys are going to be stretched out over, a dozen or more hexes. And so you just have your division commander with the front unit, and then all the other ones behind are going to be in command, provided they're all, chugging along in road column.
I'd collapse it because you could still then at the beginning of next turn, one that gets all 3 of them right here, and here and here. And in your next turn, you spend 3 points and +1 to extend them out into road column again. So 4, which is 1 hex going into the brush. And then you're at road column again, and you can make it literally to Utitska if the road's clear by that. But either way, your choice.
All right. Let's throw back into the line. So he moves into the hex. And column collapses. Line. That is the leader. Let's see. Rotate. That's what, Control X. All right.
Well, actually, that's only a commander in front of you. You could keep going down that road.
No, because Rick had a bunch of stuff here. And Rick's jig didn't come up until after the reinforcement.
He cannot go.
Yeah,
There's the leader's still there.
All those Saxons were right there. Control X.
Yeah, once he's done, remove that final leader.
All right. We need to get Poniatowski. Let's see. Did we?
He's down here.
Yeah, he could start there.
And he can start within 3 hexes of the exit
Okay.
entry.
So
if you
he
want to-
enters on the south. Everybody enters on the south edge of the map on the old Smolensk
Yeah.
road.
within
So-
3 hexes.
No. It says
It's
enter
with-
on the south map on the edge of the old on the map on the old Smolensk road.
But if you read the specific the rules for reinforcements coming in, they can come in within 3 hexes on either side of that entry point.
They have to pay a movement point for each hex off the road they start them.
Right. You just subtract 3 from their movement point or whatever, right? If they're coming on further away from their starting point, right?
Right. But no, they can. They literally. Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure where you're looking at it. Is it in the Moscow rules or is it in the regs?
No. It's in the regular reinforcement rules.
In the regs.
Yep.
Okay.
But you have to pay the movement cost of getting that far off the road, which is would be 3 in this case. In column.
No, I don't think so. I don't.
So it's page 14.
But we will see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with it, so that's why I'm checking. I mean, normally it says, hey, if they come on there, that's where they come on. So I don't know why there'd be an issue where you'd come on somewhere else. So
Although the area gives a specific where reinforcements must enter, each unit entering may enter the map up to 1/2 their movement potential in hexes on either side of the named road or trail that runs off the map of that area. 6 could enter at a specific road hex, actually on that road hex, or within 3 hexes of the road hex, either left or right of the map edge.
Thought there was a rule though about if you start off the road or the sections have to pay.
right, what they're talking, that's the
Or the
next one.
movement.
So players should not treat the map edge as the end of the world, but imagine instead that the terrain, road, or trail continues beyond in an identical fashion, and that units that enter road column are deployed off map in this imaginary extension. Therefore, units that enter behind other units on road must take into account the movement points they've already expended reaching the map edge as measured by the units that entered in front of them this turn.
Yeah, but those aren't in road column, and you can literally have all your units, it's like they're marching next to the road and next to that and whatever coming on all at once. There's nothing that prevents that. There's no.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
so you have
that's. I would say that's his first movement point right there because he's parallel to his column on the road. These guys coming in on road column, yes, they're extended out behind.
Yeah. No, we totally understand that. I just wasn't when it says that I was just looking at the Moscow rules that say they enter in on the road, and so that's why we were checking this other one because I said, I'm not as familiar with the regs. Okay, fine. So they start over there. Carry on.
So question the sappers. What in this game?
The sappers would probably they're either going to get left behind because they're not going to keep up with they're part of his core assets, but they're not going to. And usually they travel with him, but they're not going to keep up with him, which ends up being that they'll just be. So I just send them down the road.
Okay.
Can't they be assigned to a division?
Yeah, because they're a core asset.
Yeah, so have them just assign it to division. Like what division it's assigned to. I mean, he'll still head to the terminus X.
All right. Is 1/2. All right. 2.
So he came in 5. He already used 3 movement points.
Ooh.
Catching because he was behind the cavalry. So
Poniatowski?
No. these
Oh.
guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they got.
Oh, yeah.
So they can move 10 hexes down the road.
4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And with that, done.
Okay, and then just put like a little road marker on him.
Yeah.
So you know he's in road mode. But he's not extending out behind him. There you go. Cool.
And these could actually make it one or that far down the road. So
He can.
yeah, they got 10, movement point at 10. They came in. They came in here.
Wait, sappers have 8.
Not that I'm not talking about the sappers. I moved your commander one.
No. Because so this set of
1,
troops
2,
would have
3,
been.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This
9,
guy would have
10.
taken up
That's
2
right, never
hexes.
mind.
This guy would have taken up 2 hexes. These guys would have taken up 5 hexes. Right?
5 hexes.
Well, look how you've got a 9
yeah,
increment,
it is a big.
right? So
Yeah,
that takes
okay.
up 3, and then the other
Yeah.
guy takes up 2. So you've got, so he would have been back at the end of this long trail of people. So 2, 4, 6, 9. So you got to think he would have spent 10 to get 10 gets him there. 10 movement points on the road gets him there. So that's 5.
Are we talking the sapper?
6, 7, 8. The sapper's right
Yeah,
here.
8. Yeah.
Yeah. So the sapper's there. Yeah. Because the cavalry was all stretched out.
And just put the road thing on top of them. Yep.
Yeah, because he
Perfect.
doesn't take
Perfect.
up more than that.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have? Did we? Oh, is Brendan doing his thing? Okay, and then it's number
Yeah, I'll
2. You
remove
already did
my-
number 2.
Yeah. 2's done.
Okay, so then it is number 8. French move 8. I don't know where move 8 is.
It's done.
Okay.
How do we end up? I don't know.
Okay, nobody puts anything in the cup except for Napoleon.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. All right, carry on. Is that it?
That's it.
Check to make sure. Did you move everything? Since we had some screw ups here. Is all your stuff moved?
Yeah, all my stuff's moved.
Okay.
And Robert, your other cavalry got moved, right?
Yeah, it looks like all of the maneuver units are off on the French side. It looks like he did all of his stuff.
Okay.
Looks like there's a charge maybe happening. Let's go up and see what's going on with. Let's go down to game room 1 and see what's going on with Brennan.
Nice.
Your general setup of units, and I have a lot of Cossacks, and you have relatively few cavalry units still over the river. So I'm going to look and see if I can overwhelm them, and like maybe I can get a flank charge on this gun. Maybe, although it will probably form square, maybe I can get a flank charge on that cav if it fails to react. You know, maybe I can get a direct charge on this disorder guy, which is usually beneficial. And if I'm really lucky and can pull your guys out, maybe I can get down and chew up like this battalion or this battery. Maybe, but there's a lot of activity to be seen first.
Okay.
So those are some of the things I'm looking at trying to do.
Okay.
All right, we've got all of our movement done, so we're watching you guys. And there's no more chits left. You're the last one. So no pressure.
Platov's Cossacks are on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I hope our colleague in Russia is watching because this is Cossack action.
No, we should go get him.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cossack Central.
All right, here they come. They want to watch this glorious charge.
Yeah, I mean, with Cossacks, you never know because, like, it's not at all clear they're going to succeed at charging.
As I demonstrated.
Yep.
All right. Everybody's here. Do it. What are you doing? Suspense is killing me.
Yep. Okay. So this little Cossack here. This guy here is he's gonna move due south 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Okay, so now actually when he's here, if you want, this unit can try to form square.
Oh, at a range of 4
At a range of
hexes?
4.
Well, like what you're going to see a lot of Cossacks moving into their range at different times in different ranges because I have a lot up there. So you can decide when or if. The Cossacks cannot charge that unit directly head on because it's artillery. But if they are able to wangle it so that they end up on a flank, then they could charge. So you got to decide when or if you do want to form square or not.
That's probably a good idea. Where's the...
So the square next to you is going to fire at you.
It's on the, it's there with the movement chart. On the same page as the movement chart.
Yes, French.
So French at a range of 4 hexes.
11 through 64.
Yep. And then...
Also, this unit scored a hit on the battalion as you go to square. So you get to make your... Actually, before you make your square roll, you take a hit on the infantry and roll a morale check for getting hit by the opportunity fire.
Oh, by changing formation?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a fire defense of 6. I have an attack strength of 3. So it's 1 to 2. So that was a hit.
Okay. So I have to take a hit and make a morale check.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Oh.
So they're disordered. So...
Are they disordered in square now, or what are they in?
Well, no,
formation
they're
is
disorder.
Disorder period. Okay.
Okay.
That's what we
So
call less than
that's
lucky.
going to damage the brakes, really. Yep.
So then now you
this
continue to move your guy, right?
That's right. We've gone 2, 4.
Are the guns disordered?
Yeah, the stack is
Or can they be
Yeah.
disordered?
Yep.
Okay.
So this unit is going to move here. This cavalry, if it wanted, could try to opportunity charge.
Oh, but well, you haven't declared a charge yet? Don't you have to declare a charge?
You
within
could
5
you could
movement
opportunity
points?
charge because he's moved within your zone. So it's up to you to do that. Or you could wait
There's
and
two
then do a
different-
reaction
there's a way
charge
to-
to his charge. So it's kind of up to you. If you want to wait until he declares a charge, and then during the charge movement, you would then roll and react to him. Or since he's just moving, he hasn't done a charge yet, you could intercept him with an opportunity charge.
By the way, I take that back. He's actually going to go here next. So he's out of opportunity charging.
Then
now
don't
he's
worry
going to
about
try
that
to declare a charge. Yeah, he's going to. He rolls he charges.
That's, yep, he's charging.
Now the next one. You know, you have a bunch of potential targets in there, and I'm just trying to get the best possible lineup on them, one way or the other. So we'll see what we're able to.
Now you move all the stuff in your moo, and then and you declare your charges with each unit, and then you execute all the charges once you've finished all the movement. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Yep. And we've already looked a fair amount at the possible reaction charge responses. Like this unit could come out as far as here or so. So I want to be east of that as I come in looking at charging. And then most of the other cavalry is too tied up by terrain or formation. Like this guy's relatively close, but he's in a 2-hex line, so his response move will be slowed by the hill and by his own 2-hex line. So basically it's kind of like this are sort of potential targets that I'm trying to work against.
Ah, okay.
And I don't like it. It's a number of interesting targets. There's some flanks and some, like the disordering there was a total surprise, but now it's a target of opportunity.
I would have waited on that roll to form square, but this this will be
Well, we'll
a
all
learning
see how
experience.
it works. Yeah, and it's only a unit.
We'll
so-
see what happens. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Who else?
Well, if I waited till it's closer or till the charge, it would have been the
But
same
it still would
thing.
have had the same thing.
Well, yeah. But also, he's calling out movement points, so he's like got one left. So he's at 3 away. Your roll is still pretty good. And looking at what he has left to move.
Well, with that roll that I made, it wouldn't have mattered,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yes.
Robert,
well,
if you were
but you may not have had to too. He has to roll to
Actually,
do his charges. You
Yeah.
also have a cavalry unit that, if let's just say just the 2 of them right at the moment, one of them fails. You also have a cavalry unit with a good probability of intercepting him.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't, not necessarily needed to have gone through it. But there's a lot more coming here, so I want to, but we'll see.
Right, but I only have basically 1 cavalry unit that can intercept.
Yeah,
anything.
and part of that is I didn't see how you moved all that, but you didn't leave yourself countercharge zones.
No, I was trying to get to the other side of the river. That's what you wanted me to do.
I mean, the severe slope is what's killing him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the mild slopes killing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's good experience. We'll see how it is.
So heavy cav can react 3 hexes, and light cav can react 5 hexes.
That's correct.
Okay.
they have to make that move by movement points. It's like they have that zone, but they also have to move in it. And so rivers and extended line formations and stuff, they actually reduce your feasible response distance.
Well, it's just
I didn't realize
Well-
also that you can't change formation when you reaction charge. You have to stay in that 2-hex formation. I thought I could, once I am able to charge, I could just charge. I didn't have to keep that same formation in 2 lines.
you can't conform.
No,
In
I guess not.
some of the other editions, you can condense, but not in this
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, usually during a charge you can, but in a reaction charge, normally you're stuck in whatever you were at.
Stuck in one. Yeah. Sucks to be the French sometimes.
Yep.
Well,
Okay,
hopefully he'll roll bad. We'll see. Keep going.
This unit's coming down. He's gonna get to here. He'll try to charge. This is the leader Cossack, the Ottoman Cossack, so he failed. Choke. Yeah, jerk. Should have brought the leader along. Oh. Okay. Too bad. Well, it's Cossacks, right? You can't count on them.
Yep.
So maybe you're only going to get those 2. That was my best one.
Yeah, well, my best one failed as well, so what can you do? Just don't rely
was
on the
its morale?
Cossacks. Morale of 26.
What's morale? 26. Mine was 60. It's like the best Cossack.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is sad.
8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
Oh, yeah. So here's what Brennan was talking about. A reacting unit has 5 movement points with which it may reaction charge. Even though the reaction charge zone may be 5 hexes deep, a reacting unit may not be able to reach the charging unit due to the terrain movement cost. In this case, the reaction charge may not be attempted. Both the charging and reacting cavalry must follow a path in their respective charge zones, which is free of hexes, which prohibit charge movement. Charging and reacting cavalry may not violate stacking restrictions while executing charge movement. If such a path does not exist, the reaction charge may not be attempted. Interesting.
But it doesn't say anything about changing formations, does it?
I
mean, I'm just asking, you're reading it.
There's a different one. You should look. It may actually be true that you could condense your formation or extend the line. You could look that up maybe in line formation or in elsewhere in reaction charge.
You could do like a quarter wheel.
For sure.
Well, it says here the reacting cavalry doesn't change its facing, but the charging cavalry is going to change its facing to basically intercept the reacting cavalry. So it says reaction charges and formation changes. Cavalry units may quarter wheel from an appropriate formed multi-hex line into a multi-hex column of companies or vice versa upon declaring a reaction charge and passing the pre-charge morale check. Reaction charging from the flank involves a 90-degree wheel. If the cavalry unit passed its morale check, this wheel either to the left or right is automatic and does not cost movement points. The reaction charging cavalry unit resolves its reaction charge in its new formation thereafter. So I guess you could, if you're in line, you could go into column or a column of companies, or if you're in a column of companies, you can go into line at a 90-degree angle to where you were facing previously.
Robert, this unit has come up on your flank. It's gonna you can opportunity charge it if you want, or you can wait to reaction charge it. Up to you.
Opportunity or reaction charge?
Yeah, the opportunity would be you would charge it before it launches its charge, and the reaction charge would be wait to see if it even makes its charge roll, kind of thing.
Oh, I'll wait to see if it makes a charge roll.
But on the flip side, if you fail the morale check for a reaction or for the opportunity, nothing happens to your
Correct.
cav unit.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's not like it's so, but you have to look at the situation and see, if you could do something with that guy. I mean, you're in a pickle one way or the other. But from the point of view of what you rolled a 16, so that guy's not charging.
Yeah, he charged.
Or is he?
And the movement points that you have to meet the charge is only the movement points sufficient to meet in the middle, right? You don't have to have the movement points to get to the target unit entirely. You just have to have the movement points to get to the middle point.
Well, it says here that you have 5 movement points to reach the enemy, right?
Right, but the enemy has to come to you as well.
To determine if a reaction charge may be initiated, right, the opponent's charging cavalry unit must move to accept melee by the reactive cavalry. Each cavalry unit is moved until they meet such that both cavalry units end in one another's front hexes. The charging cavalry must change facing if necessary. Reacting cavalry may only change facing per 19.17.5, which is the one we talked about, where you basically change from line to column facing a 90-degree difference. They are moved in as a direct a fashion as possible, and their movement should be as equidistant as possible. The charging cavalry moves one more hex than the reacting cavalry, if the intervening number of hexes is odd. A reacting unit has 5 movement points with which it may reaction charge. Even though the reaction charge zone may be 5 hexes deep, a reacting unit may not have enough movement to reach the charging unit due to terrain movement costs.
Right, you just have to be able to reach it. You know what I mean? So it's the midpoint that you have to have the movement points to get to.
So it's not that you have to get all the way out to 5, because obviously the other guy's got to move to intercept you.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's even. It's just two.
But you can only move. You can only move now. You've declared your charges. You can only move 5 more hexes, right?
Yes, correct.
That's cool.
There's terrain cost in that.
Yeah.
For the
It's 5
charging unit, I believe so.
Yeah, it's 5 movement points, not hexes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, then most of those charges can't even get up that hill. Almost all of them can, if they can only.
Yeah, they're not really trying to. They're trying to go on the flat around the hill. Most. Right.
Eric, when I'm as he's moving,
Yep.
if I'm in a line of companies,
Yep.
when I go into one of my front hexes, can I still change my facing?
You have to wheel.
Yeah, you would do that.
No, I'm in
wheeling.
company. I'm in a no, but I'm in.
Everyone
wheel.
kind of follows you like a snake, I think.
Yeah. So I just turn into it, and they just follow the direction I just came out of, right? Got it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
might
there's
affect
a-
your 2x charge modifier.
No, it's more of the reacting to charging. Because what I'm looking at as he's moving, the guy down in here, if he turns and forms column,
Right.
companies, he's now facing this direction.
correct.
It was free, so now he can turn into here for 1.
Oh, no,
2,
but he's
3,
got to
4.
go out.
1 hex out. It's 4 and 2, right?
Well, let's see how people move. Because I'm not used
I
to
believe
column
it's
of
the-
companies.
No, he could not change into column of companies and then make it out through that. That is not, because he would now be facing this way and his
Yeah.
front hexes are this
Yes.
way.
Yes.
He can't
And-
make any turns.
Oh, you cannot make turns when
You
you're
can go into your front hexes.
Yeah, he could go forward. So
he can't turn
yeah,
into a
Have
front
enough.
hex.
Move.
Which in 5th edition with your cav you can, right?
in 5th edition, we don't have this idea of being able to change from line to column of companies. So
No,
if
but we'd be in
something's
a
so if
company
something's
and-
happening over here, this guy
A
who's in
column.
line couldn't do anything about it because it's happening on his
Right.
flank. While in
when I'm in a
regs, you
column-
could change
Go
this
ahead.
guy into column of companies, and then he could advance, and he could then do something over here to
Sure.
somebody his
Right.
flank, kind of a thing.
But in fifth, in a column, I move and turn as much as I want. Right.
You can't during the movement phase. Yes,
like
during
cavalry.
the charge phase, you're still paying the movement cost to turn.
Right.
But
And
yes,
so
you
in
would
this
still.
thing, I don't.
Yeah, and
Okay.
in fifth edition, you've got that zone that kind of
Yes.
goes out all around, and you
Yeah.
cannot, and you can use your full movement value to
Uh-huh.
move within that zone. So
Uh-huh.
that's the difference, is that you can, generally speaking, reach whoever you're trying to get to, unless there's some sort of impassable terrain
Right.
that might prevent that from happening.
Are you asking only in the sense of like a reaction charge with your
Yes.
unit? Well, you have a zone and it's based on the vertices. You can't just shift over your zone.
Yeah, your zone's not going to change. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so it's always going to be based on your front facing. So if something pops up over here, this guy can't react to it.
Well, that one actually can, because his zone actually extends from like over here.
Right, because if you're
No.
in a 2-hex line, your cavalry's in a 2-hex line, its zone goes out to the
It starts on-
sides and out in front.
But it starts on this vertice. It starts on this vertice though.
No. If you take a look at the diagram on page 51, it's showing a 2-hex line formation cavalry unit having a exerting its charge zone out through its flanks. What would technically be its flanks?
Wow.
If it were a
Wow.
single hex, if it were just a single hex like this guy here, it's only going out
Mhm.
through these 2 hexes. So it's a much narrower
Dang.
proposition. Yeah. But if somebody's attacking you over here, you can't wheel this. The only way that you could intercept them would be to wheel this guy 90 degrees and charge in a column of companies. So that's why you're able to do that, because you can't change your facing. You couldn't turn this guy and keep him in line and attack this way. You have to change him into a column of companies to attack out through his side, out through his flanks like that. So that's why they have that measure in there for doing that quarter wheel, because otherwise that there wouldn't be any way that this guy could move to intercept somebody there on his flank. And that's why then he can do it, because he's in a 2-hex line,
Mhm.
and you can't change from a single hex formation into a multi-hex formation during the reaction charge. And so if you're in a single hex line, I suppose if you only had 4 increments, you could turn. But anybody else who's got 5 or 6, 5 or more increments, as soon as they turn into a column of companies, now they've got to stretch out over multiple hexes. And so I think that's what they're looking at there with that particular activity. All right, all kinds of excitement, and a
I think
chance
we've
for us
got
to
3
brush up on
charging, and yeah. Let's get the charges underway here.
All right.
Let's. This unit is going to advance 1 to here, and declare that the target is your green cluster, who's in front of it. So now this unit can reaction charge if it wants.
I could reaction charge or just let your charge come through, right?
Well,
Either
you don't
way.
want to just let it because
You
if you
don't want to do that.
you-
No. You got to be moving.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Why?
you're halved, I believe.
because you're halved if you just stand and receive the charge.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. So, okay. All right. Well, then I'll have to and roll for him. Let me see what his morale is.
And technically, if you do a reaction charge, you then become the attacker.
Right. Right. Okay.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
All right. No. He rolled a 12.
All right.
Unbelievable. This is some great rolling. Man.
Yeah.
Everybody.
We're going to blame you, Mitch, for editing the
Yeah, if anybody
Browser
needs a
module.
66, just give me a call and I'll be happy to roll for you.
At this point, there are no reactions, so it's just charge. So this one went and charged the disordered unit there, and this one over here is going to charge down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, the disordered infantry is the target.
So disordered infantry form square.
Nope.
No, they have to try to stand.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's roll to stand
So-
here. We'll just do the charges from left to right, from right to left.
Okay.
Because he's gone up the hill, does he have enough points to hit him, or that doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if he were in square, he'd need to have enough to move on top of it.
On
But
top
since
of
it's
it.
roll
Now,
to
I
stand.
do believe you get some benefits from that, though.
So let's take a look at roll
Might
to
be
stand
frustrating,
against a
huh?
cavalry charge. So light cavalry, are they lancers or they're
No, just regular.
just
Light
regular light cavalry? So it's a -3 on the roll. Then you're going to have the
disordered.
modifiers for being disordered. So that's another -3. So you got -6 altogether.
Has 2 units stacked, or does that not count? Without a leader.
Yeah, he's got 2 units stacked, so that's going to be another -3. So you're up to -9. That's all I saw under the roll to stand section against a cavalry charge.
It certainly there's a roll to close problem for infantry going up the slope. There's not a defensive benefit for being up the slope.
Yeah, I don't see anything for that. General morale check modifiers. Okay, so far, it looks like it's a -9 on the roll to stand. Unless
-9.
yeah. So go ahead and roll and see what you get. 44. So that's going to be a 34. That's going to be a 31. Right? So
should
it
be
looks
good.
like they're going to
Yeah.
stand.
Yeah, they stand. Okay. Now they get defensive fire.
Okay.
First, you roll to see if there are odds modifiers. You roll 1 die to see if you get column shifts in your favor in the melee.
And
Do they do that even though they're disordered?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
so is that the melee defense column shift chart?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you roll, you got to roll, I think, a 4, 5, or
Single
6.
die.
Yep, just a single die.
6 would be nice.
A 4. So let's see. Where's that chart?
It's a 1 left column shift.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So then
Now
you
you
go
also
ahead
get
and
defensive
shoot.
artillery. Yep.
So you're
How
going to
does-
be halved because you are disordered, But
So I
then you'll
got,
be doubled because you passed your morale check. So I guess it's just a 14 to 9 or 14 to whatever the fire defense is.
Well,
Yeah, 14 to
and
8 or 9.
so I got
two
14 for the
increments of the
artillery.
yeah, some increments of the infantry count in too.
Three,
The
right?
infantry can't fire because it's disordered, so only the top unit counts.
Oh,
Okay.
So that's
Fire
14.
defense is 6 because it's a over counted line, over numbered line. So it's 2 to 1.
And
Okay.
it's a +2 column shift.
Yes, 4 to 1, 3 to 1, 3 to 1, 3 to 1. Go for it.
2 to 1. It's 4 to 1, right?
Oh,
3 to 1.
Well, I don't understand
Good.
why. It's only 8 increments
Canister.
there. No. So are you saying, its fire defense is not 8 for cavalry and line?
Because it has more than 6 increments.
Oh, okay. That's something I'm not familiar with. Normally, I thought it was if it had 9 or more increments.
Is there a,
More than
is there a
9
shift
just
for
plus
canister?
minus.
Yes.
2 columns. 2 columns.
2 column shift for canister plus 1 column for the defensive column shift?
No, that's the defensive column shift is in the melee.
Oh, okay. So there's just 2. Okay. So that would go from 2.
2 to 1 to 3 to 1 because there's a 2.5 to 1.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
So my chart under fire modifier says shift 1 column, artillery firing adjacent target canister.
Oh, okay.
So 3rd edition or 5th edition.
So it's
This
3
is,
to 1, or is it?
oh, it's 5th edition. Sorry, 5th edition. Never mind. Carry on.
3 to 1.
So 3 to 1.
Roll
Roll
high.
dice.
The right chart.
Okay.
Don't roll like you've been doing.
No,
that's
a
good.
one.
Nice.
There you go. Finally.
So at 3 to 1, that's going to be 2 hits.
2 hits. So that's
Boom,
going to
boom.
give you a positive on the actual melee results too.
Minus 12 on the. So
On
this is
the
going to be
die roll.
a very difficult one. Yeah, you're going to have. Why don't you count up your defense strength there?
Okay.
And
So
then
the
have it since
artillery-
they're disordered.
So the artillery would count as 2, and the infantry. There's 9 points, but they lost 1, so like 6, 7 points, so like 4 points.
Okay, I have
So I
10.
got maybe like 6 points.
grab 10. So it's
You have
1.5 to 1. 1.5 to 1 shifted a column in your favor, so it goes down to 1 to 1.
Okay.
And then there's minus 12 off the dice because of your hit, so it's a 21 at 1 to 1. Retreat 2.
Where is the melee table? So melee there.
So we
So you're
both have
saying it was
32?
1. You're saying it was 1 to 1 point or 1.5 to 1.
That was
Okay, and we got the
10
column
with-
shift. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
1.5
So,
to 1 it goes to 1 to 1, and then we got. Yep. Okay. Good.
So
AD
I
2.
retreat 2, I recoil 2, I take a hit for leaving your zone of control, and I'm disordered in the hex back.
They're
And you're at least tired.
Cossacks.
And they'll be tired later on.
Cossacks. That's what they're supposed to do.
Now this one here, you have half of your unit. Because I'm only hitting 1 hex of it.
Okay.
Oh shoot.
So
I'm gonna have to call it when we get this
And
done.
then it,
All right.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize it was this
Oh.
late.
and then it didn't reaction charge, so it's halved again. So you've got like, what is that? Halved and halved.
So it's quartered. So it's 17 is going to be
Quarter.
4.
before.
3 to 1. 3 to 1 melee. 3 to 1, 23. It's a
23.
bounce.
It's a bounce.
So what do I have to do in a bounce?
You will, I believe you're going to lose one. Let's see what's.
So 19.9.
You're going to request a third of your movement.
I got to put on my glove. Oh.
So they move 1/3 of their printed movement potential. If both the attacker and defender are cavalry, then they both bounce from a blank result. In this case, the bounce moves are considered to be simultaneous, but procedurally, the attacker conducts his bounce move first. This retreat is considered involuntary movement and does not trigger opportunity reactions. Each bouncing cavalry stack will lose 1 increment for each hex in an enemy zone of influence retreated from or through during this retreat. So that's why they both take 1, because they were in each other's zone of influence, right? The path of retreat for bouncing cavalry subscribes to the priorities of retreat. After retreating 1/3, they make a morale check. If it passes the morale check, it disorders or routes if already disordered. If it fails the morale check, it routes and executes its route movement the full distance, less the movement points expended due to the bounce. So
I lose 1.
Yep, and retreat back 1/3. So that's going to be 4 hexes.
So it could go there.
It was in multi, but it's disordered. Okay.
Yeah, and then it's disordered.
So then they have to make a morale check.
Yep,
there.
make a morale check. And so they're fine, but they're still going to be disordered, right?
Yep. All right, now we'll do the other melee. You're quartered because you're disordered and didn't respond. So you got.
I couldn't respond, right?
Right.
So I got 1 less increment there, so that'd be like 3.
It's 4 to 1.
Oh, so
okay.
The leader. You have a leader?
Oh yeah, I have a leader.
What's his value?
2.
All right, so I rolled 43, turns to a 41. You route.
I route?
Okay. Yeah, you route. Like cavalry action is usually not like super decisive. People bounce out and run away, this kind of stuff.
So I don't think you guys disorder from the bounce unless you failed your morale check.
If you policy disordered, you fail your route.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right.
It's because there was a melee, so they're disordered.
Okay, if it fails, then it routes. Okay, now I saw that. Yeah. I just missed that last part.
Okay, so these guys then they lose another increment.
Yes.
And then they have to retreat 14.
Their full movement value.
I was 1.20, 21.
21.
Oh, their full time and a half.
Yep.
So time 14 plus 7.
Yep.
So they would, and that does terrain count?
Yes.
Okay, so going down that hill, that slope is 9. That's 10. And then 3 across the river, so that's 13. They can't go up the hill. It's too much.
Right, they're going to follow the cheapest terrain,
yeah.
right? So they would go here.
There's no requirement. No
and then
requirement,
here. Yeah. There's no requirement?
No, they
to increase the distance from the attacking unit.
Oh, so it's different than some of the others.
Increase distance from the enemy unit.
So 13.2.4.
Where's the retreating unit?
Okay.
It's right here.
So it says units conducting involuntary movement must follow a retreat as follows. Path of retreat as follows. When a unit conducting involuntary movement, route, recoil, or bounce, each hex entered must be 1 hex farther from the nearest enemy unit, if possible. If not possible, the owning player chooses the hex to be entered. Retreating units are not allowed to enter the same hex twice. If unable to do so, the retreating unit surrenders and are removed from play. That's it? Okay, that's pretty
So
pretty
would
simple
these guys
compared to the
just
others.
go here?
Yeah, so they would go.
You can
They
go
do.
there, but then you have to keep routing along the green, and you're going to run through a whole bunch of your guys.
If I go that way.
You're better off going. You went here for sure. Then you can go here, here, here.
Oh yeah. You're right, because
And-
those are there's no units. That's why I was trying to move them through that hex.
20, it's 21 to there. This is a really good example of why you want the checkerboard, because it leaves you with route channel.
Well, it would have been if he could. Yeah, no, there was this space right here, but he can't go up this slope. Because upslope is. Well, what is upslope? Wait, maybe I made a mistake.
Upslope is +8.
+8. So I went downslope, which is that was 10 there. That was 13. That would be 21 up there.
22.
So you could do that.
22.
13 plus, oh, yeah, +9. You're right. So it's better off he's over here.
Yeah.
And then he's routed.
Correct.
Routed and tired. Routed and tired because he meleeed.
And your commander's back there with him.
How many movement points is the dry stream bed? The green ones?
They're just
Where
clear.
is the commander? Where'd he
So
go?
the dry
Oh, there.
streams are these ones over here that look
Oh,
like
here it is.
streams but are kind of like gray.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
these all green ones are just simply clear, right?
Yep, correct.
How come this guy didn't reaction charge him? The
He doesn't have
chefs?
enough movement.
Because he couldn't go up he didn't have enough movement points to go up this. It would cost 10 movement points. He's only got 5 movement points to do his charge. Right?
Wait, isn't it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
He's in multi-hex formation.
Oh. Never.
Yeah, so I think for every hex he enters, it's
Yeah.
right, for
It's
every
every other.
second hex,
Yes.
it's like it costs another point or something.
Yeah.
Is no bueno.
Mhm.
Well, that was an interesting result overall. Like, it was not a decisive win, but it kind of cleared the zone.
Yeah, I did that.
And
All
if
right.
you had that successful charge, you get to do the regroup as well.
Yeah, the one guy did regroup. The one that won the fight, he went up here.
Okay.
One of them routed back to here, and the other one bounced off the infantry or recoiled,
right.
so it doesn't get a regroup. And then
Whatever.
after the regroup, then we put the exhausted markers on. All 3 got exhausted because they charged and melee.
Oh, how about this guy down here? He would have a tired marker on him too.
Yes.
Yeah. Right,
All right.
that was that for that.
And so next Monday, we'll start with the fire phase.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so. Fire and assaults. And then we'll be on to the 8:20 turn.
That was kind of fun action. The action is joining now. The approaches are finishing and the fighting is beginning.
There you go. There you go. All right, gentlemen. This was a hoot. As always.
Oh, let me save it.
Yeah,
Hold on
definitely.
one second. I will do it real quick.
Yeah. And Brendan, for Wednesday, let's just